All right, if we're good, then we can start. A child who is bullied at home, there are two extremes of what can happen. The effect of this bullying is it that the child turns out to become a bully themselves because they say that hurting people hurt others, and that's actually the truth, or you kill the child's self-esteem and the child will not be able to stand up for themselves. They won't be able to. When people bully them, they think it's normal. Either of these two extremes are negative. They should not come into play. So, what do? You need to build your child's self-esteem. I've related to you why you need to build a child who has a healthy self-esteem. Why do you think people are not able to say no? It's because they don't have healthy, they don't even believe that they can. So, children with child, how do you know that a child has a healthy self-esteem? Number one, they feel liked and accepted. When we say liked and accepted, what does that mean? It means that the child just feels, I belong here. I am accepted in this environment. I was counseling a client recently. We were having a coaching session, and part of the things that she said to me was, I don't think my mother accepted me as a child, and that crushed my self-esteem. Do you like your child? Do you accept your child? In Connect to Correct, I shared something somewhere in one of the chapters that it's easy for us to just say, oh yes, I like my child, I accept my child, I love the child. But many times, think about it. Do you really accept your child? That child who cannot really read at the time you think the child should be reading. That child who is not the obedient, answer you immediately kind of child. Do you accept that that child is strong-willed and that's the child's personality and work with the child the way the child is? Or are you trying to change your child to become what your child is not because you want to love the person you have a picture in your head? Light and acceptability. I'm not going to talk about this for so long because when it comes to liking a child and acceptability, I tell parents that you need to go inside to go and accept your child the way your child is. Oh, you talk too much. I don't like children who talk too much. That's not you accepting your child. I was talking to one of my clients, and she said something. She said, I was a talkative growing up. My parents didn't even realize that was me. And today, I earn money just talking. And she said, they didn't accept who I was. It made a mess of my process. I was able to eventually get to myself, do whatever and all that, but it took me time. He said, I'm seeing the same trend in my daughter, and I'm consciously telling myself, I cannot ruin this process. Not again. Do you really like and accept your child? It's a different thing. You can say, oh yes, after all, it's my child. I'm the one that gave birth to the child. But come to think of it, do you really like that child? Another thing is that children with healthy self-esteem feel confident. When we say confident, the child is talking to you, the child does not feel intimidated. The child feels confident about their process. When a child is spoken to, the child is not, is not feeling timid. You talk to a child. Many times we suppress our children so much that they recoil. In Connect to Correct, I shared about the four negative consequences of discipline. And part of it is that the 4 R's, I call it the 4 R's of discipline. Part of it is that your child will recoil. Sometimes it's revenge. Sometimes it's, some kind of retaliation. But part of it is that the child just, goes into their shell. Your disciplinary process is important to the kind of confident child you're going to be building. If you're going to use disciplinary process that is constantly bringing down your child's self-esteem, then you need to change it. If your disciplinary process is about shaming a child and telling the child what the child is not, then you need to change it. If your discipline process is about bringing your child down, making them feel bad so that you can correct them, then you need to change it. That is building an unhealthy self-esteem. And see, some of those things that we're saying is not like, oh, you're going to bring a blackboard, teach the children, you need to be confident, you need to do this. No, it is in your daily lives, the things that you do daily with your children. That's what is most important. What exactly are you doing? Children who have good self-esteem feel proud of what they can do. That is the word. They feel proud. It doesn't matter. They feel proud of exactly what they can do. So if your child, cannot come out and say, yes, I can do this, then there's a challenge with the self-esteem of that child. For instance, my son would tell you, even in school, when things are happening with tech, he likes tech a lot. So if they say, oh, somebody that can help do this, you will see him, he will just say, please, sorry, excuse me, sir, I can help you do it. Healthy self-esteem. When a child knows something and they're not proud enough to say, I know how to do it, that child's self-esteem is crushed. You need to watch it. Another thing is that children who have healthy self-esteem, they think good things about themselves. It's all about the positive things. They think good things about themselves. I was talking to some people in our class, becoming the emotionally intelligent parents, and we're talking about affirmations. And what are the things that your children hear? Remember that you are the voice that this child will listen to over the years. Even till today, there are some things my father had said that I still hear. So that voice actually never really goes away. So if you're going to be in your children's head, you want it to be things that actually push them further to become better. People have once asked me that why is it that my siblings and I are so hardworking, we put in a lot. I say it's the voices of my father. We heard it so much that there was no reason why any of us should just stand up and just say, oh, life is dealing with me, I cannot do that. My dad was a man who broke boundaries when it comes to wealth creation and everything. So he made us more pushful. He made us, we see work, we don't see work as something that you just want to, oh, work is just killing me. No, it is in our head. It's in our head, practically. All right? So children who have healthy self-esteem believe in themselves. Believe in themselves. Sometimes I hear my daughter say things like, I am going to be a doctor, and apart from that, I am going to also be an artist, and I'm also going to dance ballet. So whenever she says that, I'm like, you can do it all. See your mother. So you can do it all. So the point is, how much of your words is in the head of your child?